This rare photo captures Elvis Presley on Halloween 1957. But this wasn't just any party. This event was a large charity benefit held at Russwood Park in Memphis for the Goodfellows charity. Elvis, at the peak of his initial fame, attended with his girlfriend at the time, Anita Wood. Dressed in a playful costume, he mingled, signed autographs, and supported the local cause. It's a fascinating look at the 22-year-old superstar, showing that even with the world at his feet, he remained deeply connected to his Memphis community. He was mobbed by fans, but he took it all in stride, making the night unforgettable for everyone at this unique hometown event. They were one of the most beautiful couples in the world. This iconic portrait was taken on their wedding day, May 1, 1967, at the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas. The ceremony was famously brief, lasting only 8 minutes. It was arranged by Colonel Tom Parker to maximize publicity while minimizing disruption. Priscilla wore a store-bought white silk dress, which she had purchased from a local boutique, adding her own beaded trim. Elvis wore a black paisley print tuxedo. Following the ceremony and a quick press conference, they enjoyed a lavish breakfast reception, featuring a 6-tier wedding cake before flying out for their Palm Springs honeymoon. This was the moment their romance became official. This intimate family portrait from around 1969 captures a period of immense change for Elvis. After years in Hollywood, he had just reclaimed his crown with the '68 comeback special and was preparing to conquer Las Vegas. But here, at their home in Beverly Hills, he is just a father. Lisa Marie, born in February 1968, is a toddler, the center of their world. These quiet domestic moments were a sanctuary for Elvis, a stark contrast to the explosive energy of his return to the stage. This photo shows the private side of the king, a devoted family man enjoying a simple, happy moment with Priscilla and his young daughter. This photo captures Elvis with the most powerful and controversial figure in his life, his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. The Colonel was a master promoter who guided Elvis to unimaginable fame, but their relationship was complex. Parker famously took a 50% commission, an unheard-of amount in the industry. He was also an illegal immigrant from the Netherlands, which is the primary reason Elvis never toured internationally. The Colonel couldn't get a passport. While Parker's financial decisions are heavily criticized, he was undeniably responsible for the business strategy that made Elvis a global brand. This image shows the two men who, together, built the legend. This is a side of Priscilla Presley rarely seen during her years with Elvis. These photos, taken in the early 1970s, showcase a new chapter in her life. This was around 1973 or 1974, after her separation and divorce from Elvis. She was stepping out on her own for the first time as an adult. This photo shoot captures her new independence and confidence. While married, her style was often curated by Elvis. Here, we see her embracing the fashion of the era. These images mark her transition from being the king's wife to becoming her own person, just before she launched her own successful career as an actress and businesswoman. The year 1968 was one of the most important in Elvis's entire life. This photograph captures Elvis and Priscilla during that pivotal time. In February, they welcomed their daughter, Lisa Marie. This photo, likely taken in the spring, shows them as new parents. But professionally, Elvis was at a crossroads. He was tired of his movie career and was preparing for the biggest gamble of his life, his return to television. In just a few months, he would film the legendary '68 comeback special, an electrifying performance that would redefine his image and relaunch his music career. This snapshot captures a rare moment of calm before that storm. This might look like a simple golf cart ride, but it was a way of life at Graceland. This photo from around 1965 shows Elvis and Priscilla enjoying the grounds of their Memphis home. Elvis owned several golf carts, and they were the primary way he and his Memphis Mafia would travel around the 13-acre property. They would race them, visit the horses, or just ride down to the front gates to greet fans. This image is from the mid-60s, during the peak of his Hollywood movie career. These moments at Graceland, away from the film sets, were his escape. It's a candid look at the simple, private fun they had. This photograph is from 1974, and it's not just a modeling shoot. It's a promotional image for Priscilla's own business. Following her divorce from Elvis in 1973, she opened a high-end fashion boutique in Beverly Hills called Biss & Beau. She co-founded it with her friend and stylist Olivia Biss. The store was a success, attracting high-profile clients like Cher and Natalie Wood. This photo, from one of their promotional booklets, shows Priscilla as a new entrepreneur. It was her very first independent career move, proving her sharp eye for fashion and her strong business sense. This venture marked her successful transition from rock and roll wife to independent businesswoman. This 1970 photo shows Priscilla with her mother, Anne, and the man who raised her, Paul Bulio. Paul was not her biological father. Priscilla's father, James Wagner, was a pilot who passed away when she was just 6 months old. Her mother, Anne, later married Paul Bulio, a U.S. Air Force officer. It was his military posting that moved the family to Germany, leading to her historic first meeting with Elvis. The Bulio family was integral to the early days of their relationship, famously setting the strict terms for Priscilla's move to Graceland. This image captures a proud family moment, well after she had become Mrs. Presley. Graceland wasn't just a home, it was the headquarters for Elvis's inner circle. This photo from December 28, 1970, shows a very special event, the wedding of Sonny West and Judy Morgan. Sonny was one of Elvis's closest friends and bodyguards, a core member of the Memphis Mafia. For the ceremony, Elvis served as the best man, and Priscilla was the matron of honor. After the church service, the entire wedding party returned to a lavish reception hosted at Graceland. This image perfectly illustrates the family-like bond Elvis had with his entourage. He wasn't just their boss, he was their best man. This photo from December 29, 1970, captures one of Elvis's most famous hobbies, collecting police badges. Here, he and Priscilla, who is wearing a wig, are in his birthplace of Tupelo, Mississippi. This was just days after his legendary White House meeting with President Nixon, where he received a federal narcotics badge. On this day, Elvis was presented with a Lee County Sheriff's badge by Sheriff Bill Mitchell. This wasn't just an honorary title, it was an actual badge with real authority. Elvis's fascination with law enforcement was deep. He saw these badges as symbols of power and a way to do good. Christmas was always Elvis's favorite time of year, but 1957 was special. This photo is from his very first Christmas at Graceland, the home he had purchased just 9 months earlier. This was the year he established the traditions that continue today. He set up the Christmas tree, decorated the home, and, most famously, lined the driveway with blue Christmas lights. This was a tribute to his mother, Gladys, who always loved a set of blue lights on their family tree. Those blue lights became a Memphis institution. This image captures the beginning of a legacy, the first of many holidays the king would celebrate in his new castle. This moment changed television forever. This is Elvis's third and final appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show, broadcast on January 6, 1957. After the moral panic surrounding his previous performances, the network censors made a famous decision. The director was ordered to film Elvis only from the waist up. Sullivan famously tried to clean up Elvis's image, even having him sing the gospel song Peace in the Valley. Despite the censorship, 54 million people tuned in. At the end of the show, Ed Sullivan personally told the audience that Elvis was a real decent fine boy, a massive endorsement that helped silence his critics. This is a poignant and historic photograph. It shows a 14-year-old Priscilla Bulio being interviewed by a journalist in Germany in March 1960. The context is heartbreaking for her. Elvis was completing his army service and returning to America. The press was swarming, wondering if this was the end of their romance. In her hands, she holds a framed photo of Elvis in his uniform. On her wrist, she wears the watch he had given her for Christmas. She was famously quoted as saying she was just a fan. This image captures the young Priscilla, already in the media spotlight, watching the man she loved fly away. This is the photo the world was waiting for. Taken on February 5, 1968, it shows a proud Elvis and Priscilla leaving Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis. They are holding their newborn daughter, Lisa Marie, who was born 4 days earlier. This was a moment of immense personal joy for Elvis. He had reportedly been nervous during the birth, but was overjoyed to have a child. The press interest was enormous. This image of the new family leaving the hospital was sent around the globe. It was a happy, peaceful start to a year that would become one of the most chaotic and triumphant of his entire career. This paparazzi photo from 1972 captures a moment of profound change for the Presley family. This was the year Elvis and Priscilla separated. Priscilla had made the difficult decision to leave Elvis, taking young Lisa Marie with her. This image, likely taken in California, shows Priscilla navigating her new life as a single mother. She was no longer living in the Graceland bubble. She was now subject to the constant pursuit of photographers on her own. Lisa Marie was just 4 years old. These candid shots show a mother and daughter trying to find normalcy during a very public and difficult family transition. By 1982, Priscilla Presley was a global celebrity in her own right. This photo, taken at LAX on January 24, 1982, shows her preparing to fly to the Philippines. She was attending the very first Manila International Film Festival as an invited guest. This was the same year she would make the revolutionary decision to open Graceland to the public, and her acting career was taking off. This trip highlights her new status as an international ambassador for the entertainment industry. She was no longer just the wife of Elvis. She was a respected actress, businesswoman, and public figure, navigating the world of international high society. This photo captures Elvis and Priscilla at their honeymoon hideaway in Palm Springs, May 1967. After their secret Las Vegas wedding, Frank Sinatra loaned them his private jet to fly here. The house, known as the House of Tomorrow, was a futuristic marvel of mid-century modern architecture. This home, which Elvis leased for a year, is where they were supposed to get married before the press discovered the location. The then and now comparison shows how this house has become a mecca for fans. It is now a perfectly preserved tourist attraction, a time capsule allowing visitors to step right back into this iconic 1967 honeymoon moment. This is a beautiful 3-generation portrait taken at Graceland around 1969. It features Priscilla, a young Lisa Marie, and Priscilla's mother, Anne Beaulieu. Anne was a constant, stabilizing presence in Priscilla's life. After Priscilla's father passed away, Anne married Paul Beaulieu, whose military career took them to Germany. Anne was instrumental in the negotiations for Priscilla to move to Graceland as a teenager. This photo shows her visiting her daughter and granddaughter at the famous Memphis mansion. It's a rare, intimate snapshot of the women in Elvis's life, capturing a quiet moment of family connection at home. This iconic wedding photo from May 1, 1967, hides a story of speed and secrecy. The wedding, held in a suite at the Aladdin Hotel, was a $10,000 affair, which was a fortune at the time. The small guest list included Priscilla's parents and her sister, along with Elvis's close friends Joe Esposito and Marty Lacker, who served as his best men. The event was orchestrated by Colonel Parker to get maximum press coverage from a single, controlled event. After the 8-minute ceremony, the couple held a press conference where they cut a 6-tier wedding cake. This event was the perfect blend of private ceremony and public spectacle. This amazing candid photo from 1969 shows a true summit of the kings on vacation in Hawaii. We see Elvis and Priscilla alongside legendary singer Tom Jones, accompanied by members of the Memphis Mafia and their wives. Elvis and Tom had a deep, mutual respect for one another's talent and were close friends. This trip was a much-needed break for Elvis, who was in the midst of his triumphant return to live performing. It's an incredible, relaxed snapshot. Two of the most powerful vocalists on the planet, just relaxing on the beach, sharing stories, and enjoying their success far from the pressures of the stage. This wasn't just any birthday. It was a major milestone. This photo captures Priscilla's 21st birthday party on May 24, 1966, held at Ember's Restaurant in Memphis. Elvis is right by her side. This birthday was highly significant. When Priscilla first moved to Graceland, her parents had made Elvis promise he would marry her. For years, the press had questioned their relationship. Her 21st birthday marked her official entry into adulthood. Just 7 months after this celebration, Elvis would propose. This party was, in many ways, the unofficial kickoff to their wedding, celebrating the woman who had patiently waited for him. This idyllic photograph from 1969 shows Priscilla and a 1-year-old Lisa Marie enjoying a picnic. This snapshot, likely taken on the grounds of their Beverly Hills home or perhaps Graceland, captures the simple, private moments that Priscilla cherished. While Elvis's career was exploding again with his return to Las Vegas, Priscilla's world revolved around being a new mother. She was dedicated to giving Lisa a life that was as normal as possible, despite the extraordinary circumstances. This image is a testament to that, a quiet moment of motherhood, far removed from the screaming fans and the flashbulbs that defined their public life. This professional photo shoot from around 1974 captures Priscilla and Lisa Marie in a new light. This was taken after the divorce, a time when Priscilla was building her own identity. You can see the distinct 1970s fashion, which Priscilla herself was promoting through her clothing boutique, Biz and Beau. Lisa Marie, around 6 years old here, was growing up between two worlds, the surreal fame of her father's and the new, independent life of her mother. This portrait is a beautiful glimpse into their close bond during that formative time, showcasing a mother and daughter stepping into a new chapter together. This is a photo of profound trust and transition. It shows Priscilla in 1963 at Graceland, but she is with her stepfather, Air Force Captain Paul Beaulieu. This was taken during her trial period living in Memphis. After meeting in Germany, Priscilla had convinced her parents to let her finish high school in Memphis under Elvis's care. Paul Beaulieu flew with her to America and personally met with Elvis in Vernon. He gave his consent only on the strict condition that she live with Vernon and his wife Dee, not with Elvis, and that she would one day marry him. This photo captures a visit from the man who gave Elvis his blessing. After his divorce, Elvis's most significant long-term relationship was with Linda Thompson, a former beauty queen. This photo captures them together on August 3, 1976. By this point, they had been together for 4 years. Linda was a devoted companion who lived with him at Graceland and often traveled with him on tour, as seen here in North Carolina. She was known for her dedication to his well-being, especially as his health declined. This photograph was taken just 1 year before his passing. It's a candid snapshot of Elvis with the woman who was a constant, stabilizing presence during the final, turbulent years of his life. This photo captures the new king and queen of Las Vegas. It's August 29, 1969, and Elvis and Priscilla are at the International Hotel. They are attending a party following Nancy Sinatra's opening night performance. Elvis himself was in the middle of his own triumphant 57-show engagement in that very same hotel. This was his comeback. He had retaken the stage and was the hottest ticket in the world. Dressed in the height of 1969 fashion, they look like the ultimate power couple. This snapshot perfectly illustrates the high-energy, celebrity-filled world they inhabited during that historic return to live performing. This is the party that almost hosted the wedding. This photo was taken on April 30th, 1967, at Elvis's rented House of Tomorrow in Palm Springs. It shows Elvis and Priscilla celebrating with family and friends. This gathering was originally intended to be their actual wedding. However, the media had discovered the address. To escape the inevitable circus, Colonel Parker made a last-minute change of plans. In the early hours of the next morning, May 1st, Elvis and Priscilla, along with a tiny inner circle, slipped out of the house and flew on Frank Sinatra's jet to Las Vegas, where they married in secret. This classic portrait from May 1st, 1967, captures the moment they became Mr. and Mrs. Presley. The wedding, held in a suite at the Aladdin Hotel, was a closely guarded secret. Elvis presented Priscilla with a stunning engagement ring, a 3-carat diamond surrounded by a detachable halo of smaller diamonds. For the wedding, he placed a simple gold band on her finger. The ceremony was over in just 8 minutes, but the celebration was just beginning. They famously held a press conference and a breakfast reception before flying to Palm Springs. This single photograph captured the beginning of rock and roll's most famous marriage. Hawaii was always Elvis's favorite getaway. This photo from May 1968 was a particularly special trip. It was the first time Elvis and Priscilla brought their daughter Lisa Marie to the islands. Lisa was just a few months old. This vacation was a crucial moment of rest. Elvis was on the verge of the most important performance of his career, the filming of the '68 comeback special. This trip was his last chance to relax with his new family, recharge his batteries, and mentally prepare for the show that would relaunch his career. This image captures that peaceful, private family time. This candid shot from 1969 shows Elvis and Priscilla enjoying a speedboat ride with friends. This vacation, taken in Hawaii, was a celebration. Elvis had successfully completed his '68 comeback and was preparing for his first live shows in Las Vegas. He was back on top. When Elvis went on vacation, he always brought his inner circle, the Memphis Mafia. He would rent out entire floors of hotels and spend lavishly on activities like this. This image is a perfect example of his work hard, play hard mentality. It captures a rare moment of high-speed fun and relaxation before the start of the next chapter, the grueling Vegas years. This 1969 photo shows Elvis in a dramatically different role. This is from the set of the western Charo, where he played Jess Wade. This film was a deliberate attempt to break his musical comedy formula and be taken seriously as an actor. He grew a beard for the role and played a gritty, reformed outlaw. Charo is unique in his filmography for one major reason. It is the only movie where Elvis does not sing on screen. His voice is only heard over the opening credits. While the film wasn't a huge critical success, it remains a fan favorite for showing a darker, more dramatic side of the king. This 1970 photo, taken right in front of Graceland, captures Elvis in his prime. He is seen with Sonny West, one of his longest-serving bodyguards and a key member of his Memphis Mafia. The car in the background, a Lincoln Continental, was a favorite luxury brand for Elvis and his entourage. The year 1970 was a triumphant one. He had successfully returned to live touring and was a massive box office draw. This image, showing him holding a briefcase, is a classic look from that era. It's a candid shot of the king at his castle, surrounded by his inner circle. This peaceful photo, taken around 1966, shows Elvis and Priscilla in Graceland's meditation garden. Elvis had the garden built in 1964 as a private sanctuary for quiet reflection. It features a circular pool and a classic pergola. When this photo was taken, it was simply a beautiful, secluded spot on the property. Neither Elvis nor Priscilla could have known the profound significance it would later hold. After his passing in 1977, this garden was chosen as his final resting place. Today, it is the burial site for Elvis, his parents, his daughter Lisa Marie, and his grandson, transforming this peaceful spot into one of the most visited graves in the world. This behind-the-scenes photo is from the 1961 film Blue Hawaii. This movie was a monumental success that defined the next phase of his career. It was his first film after leaving the Army, and its lighthearted, romantic comedy formula set the template for most of his 1960s movies. The soundtrack was one of the most successful of his entire life. It included the massive hit Can't Help Falling in Love and stayed at #1 on the Billboard album chart for 20 straight weeks. This film cemented his status as a family-friendly box office king, and this image captures him on set, creating that tropical magic.